So we've been doing weekly episodic videos for quite some time now on the Headshot crew, and every once in a while I like to mix it up and bring in a little different vibe. So every week we get a trickle down video, as you know. But this week I've got Anita Watkins with me, and we are going to do an inspirational series and discuss a little bit about mentoring and how to rekindle your photography and how to fire it up and take it to another level. And fortunately, I feel that from my teaching and my mentoring, it's been an incredible experience and fulfilling on my end of it because of the relationships that I've grown with people like Anita. And for me to hear the other side of it is always nice, because you never know. You never know who's absorbing the info and actually applying it and making it work in their work or their life, or changing their life in a positive way. So today we're going to talk about that. So Anita, thanks for coming to New York. This is cool. It's been how many years since we've been?
2.5, or just a little bit more than 2.
Amazing. And we never met.
Nope.
Met your daughter.
Yes.
But you never came to New York
No.
till today.
Yes.
Awesome. And a lot of what I do is trying to inspire other photographers to change their mindset on how they're shooting. And I've always felt fortunate that I put somebody in front of my camera, I press the button, and they pay me money. I think that that is the coolest job in the world. I think Anita's story and what she's done with that has been incredible. So why don't you take us through a little bit about what you were doing before the Headshot Crew experience, and how things progressed and how you found me and stuff like that, because I love hearing it too.
All right. I've always loved photography and being the family photographer, and told I have an eye. And I'm a teacher, high school teacher, and I always encourage my students to live their dream. And one of the exercises I do with them is to tell me what their dream job is and what job they're actually working towards, and then I chew them out when the two aren't the same. And so I always model for them that my dream job would be a photographer. And it suddenly occurred to me a couple years ago that why am I not pursuing this? I love teaching. It's my passion, but I was ready for a new challenge. And my daughter needed a headshot. So I Googled headshots, and I was horrified 2 years ago. There were some really awful headshots. But I came across a bunch of them that were stunning. And I looked them up, and they were yours. And so I tried to mimic them. Not very well, but well enough that my daughter was pleased with them. So she got the audition and she got the part.
Awesome.
It was great. And then about a month later, I said I'd go back and look at your website, just because I was so impressed and I wanted to learn some more. And I saw that you were offering the course, First Headshot Intensive and Online Intensive. It was amazing. That course and what you've now created on the Headshot Crew with these videos, because it's very much like what the course was happening, and then the support that you see in the Headshot Crew is very similar to the interactions that we had in the course. It opened my eyes, and not only technically, but I think also psychologically, to realize that it's important to live our dreams, it's important to be open, it's important to grow, it's important to be mentored, it's important to mentor, it's important to be kind. These are all the things that I've learned in the last 2 years in such a powerful way that it's gotten me to a point now where I live the miracle of and. I'm a teacher in the mornings, and I'm a photographer in the afternoons.
That's awesome. Very cool. Well, for those of you out there, there is within the Headshot Crew, we have different levels of people. To be involved in the weekly coaching, you have to be a protege, and then once you're a protege, you can submit a portfolio to me to become an associate of mine, which is a rigorous process that people go through to become an associate. And I do portfolio reviews, and they build their work and build their work and build their work, and then eventually they make it to associate. So how many reviews, how long did it take? Do you remember?
Probably about 3 reviews, but a lot of feedback, not just in the reviews. So tons of feedback, and I think that's the most important thing for any photographer, to be open to the possibility that you can continue to grow no matter what stage you're at.
So she became associate, and once you're an associate in the Headshot Crew, there's one other level that's a little bit higher, which is mentor. We didn't have any female mentors, and I wanted some women involved, and I had 2 women in particular that were really amazing with not only their work, but their support of other photographers and inspiring people, and Anita was one of them, and Emily Tournevache in Montreal was another. So on the same day I made them mentors together, which was great. So she is like at one of my team members in the crew, and it's because of her giving nature and the fact that she's out there to support other photographers and what other people are doing. And she's also doing it herself. She walks her walk and talks her talk. You were telling me now your income from, you were 100% teaching, and now you're like 2/3, and now you make a large portion of your income from photography.
Yeah.
How cool is that, people?
I look now and I'm astonished at the impact having developed my headshot skills has had on the rest of my work. Because it's not just about the technical, it's not just about the jaw and the pupils and all of that. More importantly, it's about connecting with people and having that emotional string between you and your client then translates into the rest of your work. And I found from talking to clients, a lot of them come in with very bad experiences in the past with headshot photographers who are really probably very skilled photographers in other areas, but don't understand the extra set of skills necessary to have an exceptional headshot. And I really think if you want to be an excellent photographer in any work with people, that if you start with headshots and then move bigger, it's much easier to do than the other way around. And I think the skills that you learn by following all these videos, all these tips, the coaching, the mentoring, all of that that's available to all these people will translate into other things that you do.
I've always said that, my platform is headshot photography, but I'm a portrait photographer, and everything that I do works whether you're 3 feet from me or 30 feet from me, whether my subject is. If my subject's 3 feet in front of me, I've got the skills to do whatever I need. But if they're 30 feet away, I'm going to use the same techniques that I use when I'm shooting headshots to make sure they look their best. So it doesn't matter. This is about people.
Exactly.
For me to get it out to the world, I've encapsulated into what I call headshot land. But if you're a portrait photographer out there, this stuff is crucial because you're working with human beings.
I think a really effective mentor is not a cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, our parents are cheerleaders, right? And our spouses can be cheerleaders. But a really effective mentor tells you when you're full of shit. Tells you when, if you do something right, that they push you to be better than you thought you could be, and help you dream of goals that you didn't even have the courage to dream about. I think there's too many people out there who think they have a monopoly on the truth and take everything personally, react rather than absorb. We don't have to agree with everything, but pick the things that resonate and fit with us, and then use them to grow and lift ourselves without knocking anyone else down. And I think that's what you do, is that you are, I follow a lot of photographers, and I can say hands down, you are the most open and giving and caring mentor to people that you have really no vested interest in, and you've transformed so many lives. And on behalf of all of us, because I speak with these people, you have made a real difference in this, and the rising tide lifts all boats. So you don't stomp on anyone. You want to be better, and you want everyone else to be the best they can be, whatever that is.
I think that for me it's tough love.
Absolutely. But that's what makes the difference, right? If it's someone who's just a cheerleader and says, "Oh yeah, you're doing great," there's no growth, right? If there's no feedback, there's no growth. I'm a teacher in my other part of my life, and if there's no feedback, there's no growth. It's just the status quo, right? And that's why you see such phenomenal growth. When we look at when people are posting on the crew the first time compared to the 10th time, we're seeing the growth, and that's what we're celebrating, is that people who choose to be open, okay, who don't take it personally, who are willing to grow, they're able to do that because it's a safe place. It's tough love, but it's not tough in the sense that if you're ready for it, you can grow. I think everybody is afraid to varying degrees. And whether we put on a mask or whether we just, temporarily avoid it, I think fear paralyzes us. And if we can just embrace it or ignore it or hide from it, whatever, to push ourselves up to another level than what we thought possible, I think too many people are afraid to take risks because they're afraid of failure. But if you don't fail, you don't grow. If everything comes easily, there's no thrill, right?
So guys, just to wrap up, I'm so excited to have Anita here in the studio with me. I think that you've done things in 2 years that people would be astounded to hear that you've made these major moves. I mean, you've got how many kids in school?
I've got 2 kids in university.
Uh-huh.
And 1 at home.
And 1 at home, and making major life changes while all this transition is going on with your kids as well as they grow. Pretty incredible. And to start a business on your own and everything, pretty cool.
It's very cool. Thank you.
3, 2, 1, SHA-BANK!
Guys, if you like this video, you're absolutely gonna love what I have going on over at the Headshot Crew. It's an absolute smorgasbord of material just like this that I've been working on for the last 10 years. So click the link below, check it out, and do not forget to subscribe to this channel. I got stuff coming out just for you.